Are we there yet? We're experiencing a quantum timeline jump. It's been one of the craziest ones that I've ever been consciously experiencing, and we're out here in the light today, sharing some of the signs and experiences of going through this quantum timeline jump. I'm sure you might be feeling it. You might be feeling a little irritable, a little antsy, but a lot of crazy things have been going, and I'm going to be breaking this down. And let's navigate this quantum timeline jump to the next phase of our life. If you're new to the channel, I'm Michael. I discuss the ascension journey, and I make it relevant for everyday life people. And really the first and the craziest first sign that I've experienced in the past 2 days. I share about ringing in the ears, but what I'm not experiencing at this very moment, but for long periods of time, I'm experiencing double ringing. I can perceive the ringing that's coming from inside of me, like I have that ringing, which is probably from the pineal gland, but some people call it ringing in the ears. And I can sense that ringing from inside of me, inside that, coming from that pineal gland, experiencing that ringing, that energy. And also I can pick up there's a second ringing outside, like in the room, like if you're just sitting quietly, and please comment this down below. Are you experiencing maybe ringing in your ears? Are you experiencing, and I'm trying to articulate it as it's so strange. I could pick up a ringing that's coming from inside of me and a ringing that's like out in the room, and I hear both of the ringings. So it is a very interesting experience, and this is, one of the things that you could say, the strange things are happening. For a lot of people, if their ears start to ring and they've never experienced ringing in the ears before, that could be overwhelming for them. So that is something that, I've always experienced during these shifts, the ringing in the ears, and there's the duckies. And to also hear a secondary ringing outside, it's quite wild. Experiencing, you hear them? You hear them? They know I'm out here. There they go. They're all in. It's like Animal Planet with me, right? I'm like the animal whisperer. Glitches in reality. Earlier today, I passed by this train track, and I'm driving, coming back to the house, and all of a sudden, I'm further down the road, and I see the red lights, ding, 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 and the arms start coming down. I say, son of a, I'm gonna have to wait for this train now. So, you just drive, going towards, there's a couple cars already there. The arms come down, you see the red lights flashing, and then nothing. No train. And then the arms came back up, and then everyone drove. Now, this might be a thing where it goes down by accident. I've never experienced it in this, going through this routine. So it was a very strange glitch to experience. There was an invisible train. The train never came. The arms went down. It never showed up. A third thing, things that don't make sense is actually a sign. Maybe you have a circumstance, and on paper, at face value, this circumstance doesn't seem like a great thing. And even though maybe the situation or the situation with a person at face value doesn't look so great, there's something, it doesn't make sense that you think maybe it's going to be okay. Maybe a circumstance or a person showed up, and it was like they came from another dimension, if you will. So if you're experiencing something like this, where you actually feel, I don't know, different than you would normally react. We always, have certain, experiences that might cause us to react a certain way. And, you know, when you sit and you let it marinate and you're looking and you're really analyzing all the nooks and crannies about the circumstance, you know, you're kind of sitting there and you're like, you know what, I have a different thinking about this, even though that there's no evidence that the circumstance might not, you know, be what I thought. But, you know, we all are kind of tuned into our intuition now as the energies have become heightened. Got to get your clairs up. If you would like to get your clairs up, why don't you hit the subscribe button? I appreciate that, and I'll teach you how to really fine-tune your spiritual skills, your spiritual senses. So important at this time. So, and that's like almost like a sign where, you know what, normally this would be, you know, there's no evidence that this is a good thing, but you kind of maybe not giving up on it. You kind of view it very differently. You know, when certain things just pop up out of the blue, especially in the past couple weeks, you know what you wrote down. My grandfather used to say, write it down on your blackboard. But you know what you put out into the universe. You know what you put out to, and it actually showed up. But then, I don't know, it didn't work out, I guess. But you're okay with it, though. You're kind of letting it, I like to use the phrase, let it marinate. So, yeah, comment that down below. If you witnessed something show up, you said, I put this out to the universe. Hey, it showed up. There it is. I can't believe it. And, but then you might have got the rug pulled out from underneath you again. But you kind of feel okay about it. Almost like a sign. A fourth thing that you might be experiencing, being super energetic and then being totally exhausted, tired and wired, if you will. You know, I felt that, you know, coming down today. If I looked at this past week, I would go one day and I would have so much energy. You know, great workout, you know, go the whole day, running the whole day long. And then some days you kind of maybe take an afternoon snooze. If you're blessed enough to have the ability to fall asleep in the sun, you almost pass out like instantly. And I've shared this before. When you sleep, when you go to sleep in the sun, it's a different type of sleep. It's actually a more peaceful, even if it's 20 minutes, it might be more peaceful than an entire night. Have you ever experienced that? Let us know down below. Fifth thing, peeing is up. As I've shared, you have to have a conscious experience about your body. I know my body inside and out. And I, like many of you, a lot of people that are maybe doing, you know, a true ascension jump, if you will, they kind of maybe pee a lot. Is that you? And recently, once again, I'm experiencing maybe an uptick according to what my input is versus my output. And there's a moral to this story. You gotta, it's not just about peeing. We're actually entering a lighter age, all right? So sometimes when a lot of us went through a lot of traumas, a lot of tough times in the past few years, and the body naturally holds on to a little extra water for protection. Protection, you know, we have a lot of extra solar flares also. Protection because, you know, we think that we're constantly in danger. You should watch my video. So important. You are safe. Write it in the comments. I am safe. So we're kind of like unloading some of that extra baggage. We're kind of unloading some of that extra water retention maybe that we were holding on to for a little bit. You know, that is something that, you know, it's kind of annoying sometimes, but it does feel a little bit better, maybe to drop a little extra retention. But we are moving towards a new timeline. So we don't need that protection anymore, all right? We don't need that extra water. I mean, really, reflect on your life. It's very serious, you know? Think about if you went through traumas, if you felt like you had curves and swerves, maybe for like a full year or 2 full years. I mean, it's been crazy since 2020, right? So it's kind of a sign that like we're dropping this, we're leaving this behind. So you know, it's a time period to become lighter, being more in tune with nature. That's why I'm out here leaving this message. You really might also feel very cold. You can't sit in the house if the sun is out. So important at this time. Get in nature. Get to grounding. Okay, I take you all over. Okay, where do you like to go? Write it down below. Okay, whether we go to the beach or the lake, you know, the little forest. Okay, wherever you are, go up the mountain. Get barefoot. Okay, barefoot on the ground. Okay, no rubber. All right, make sure you're making physical contact and allow the electromagnetic current to flow through you. I just saw this recent documentary. They were saying how everything is really just electromagnetism and gravity is fake. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comments, you know. It's really coming from the ether. So, you know, listen, we're all on this journey right now, and it's always good to question things. I'm always learning new things. And again, I'm the observer. I got to observe. I got to learn. I got to go forward and always ask questions. Every true scientist, if you're a true scientist, you're always going to ask the question, and you got to ask questions. I used to tell my former students years ago, all right, don't be ashamed to ask questions, okay? Maybe people out there that are more like bullies, they'll tell the, oh, you know, don't ask questions, you know, but you're supposed to ask questions. Always ask the questions, and realize that the truth cannot be told, because there's a lot of BS that's out there today. It can only be realized. So it's so important to maybe, if it calls you, do things that maybe you've never done before, you're curious about, and actually do. That's what I've done on my journey. I actually do. And I listen to other people that actually do. Okay, a lot of people in the modern world, they like wash, rinse, and repeat. That's not going to last. Everything is dying off. Like parasites die off. You know, we have systems of the body, or the micro and the macrocosm. So we have the system of the world. And the systems of the world, right, they're being cleansed right now. And just like maybe if you did a parasite cleanse in your body, and the parasites, some people call it parasite die-off detox symptoms. Well, we're actually seeing it within society in the world. Nothing negative, most of the negativity can't exist anymore. Okay, you know, these things can't last in a system that is a higher vibrational system. It cannot take up harbor. You know, here on, you know, I like to share about my wellness journey. Please check out yesterday's video if you haven't. Opportunistic pathogens cannot take up harbor in a higher vibrational system. Harbor meaning that, like, you know, we're always going to have things come in, come out. But some people, they have a very difficult time removing it. It's so important really right now to make health your top priority. Health is wealth as we're going through the quantum timeline shift. And the last thing I have here, glitches in electronic devices and things. I got my mic on, you know, my wireless mic that needs to be charged, and I was like, oh, I just got to make sure it's. I still had charge on it, but I wanted to make sure, and I plugged it into the wall, had it in, you know, in the charger, and it was nothing was no lights were going on. I said, what is this? I pulled them out, put it back on the charger, no lights still. Pull the whole thing out of the wall, put it back in, lights go on. Never seen that before. Electronics could be glitching. Phone become non-responsive. You have your phone on, phone is non-responsive. A lot of, during timeline jumps like this, electronics are probably the number one thing to really glitch. A lot of things are happening. For me on my journey, it's the first thing that I shared in this video. Experiencing double ringing. Hearing the ringing inside and actually hearing a ringing in the air and knowing that you could hear both of the ringings at this, it gets very deep. If you would like to take the true ascension journey, if this message resonates with you, please click the like button and please click the subscribe button. We have daily videos, 9 a.m. Eastern time, to help you become the greatest version of yourself. We are the new human, yeah, well-rounded in all phases of life. And it's my honor to be out here in the light of Christ, to just be at a lighthouse for people and share about my journey and how I changed my life, and I become more and more powerful every single day, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And that's where we're headed right now. And, you know, timeline jumps, it's not just a, you know, it's an ultra spiritual thing. They are really happening. And when you see, remember, there are no such things as coincidences, only synchronicity. See? I love the birds. And I talk to a lot of birds. You might spend a lot of time, if you recently woke up, I leave the message for all people. If you recently woke up, you might start to find yourself alone. You should watch my video on the meaning of what it means to be alone. You might not fit into this world anymore. It's my honor to build this community every single day. We're a grassroots community, so please share this video across the world, everywhere. And let us know where are you located. You know, it's so great to see people. You know, it's amazing. Please don't look at technology as a bad thing. And nothing really in this world is good or bad. Oh, this is good, this is bad. It just is. You know, it's something, a way for all of us to connect. It's really the energy behind it. What's the energy behind the technology? What's the energy behind the words, as Dr. Bruce Lipton says? What's the energy behind it? Got a lot of birds coming in. Again. At least that guy's got a girlfriend. Oh, it's funny. I like to, if you see those ducks, one has, the one that has more red on the face is the male, and the less red on the face is, I forget the name of the duck. If you're able to identify that really quick, you can write it in the comments. But yeah, it's really a time period. A lot of us are longing for togetherness. Has been a big comment that I've been seeing, people longing for togetherness. Because it's really been enough. I think a lot of us, you know, when you're so tired, it's more, you're kind of, you know, kind of okay being alone. But now when you start having more energy, you're like, oh, I want to live life, I want to do things, you know. So you really want to make health your top priority. The more energy you have, the more time you have to create, the more time you can make connections with others. Please remember to live an enriched life. Don't live a life of fear. I see a lot of people living in fear. So let's get back together and let's take back control of our everyday lives. I love each and every one of you. I think it's pretty apparent that we're going through the biggest quantum timeline jump that we've ever experienced. And it's going to be interesting to see what is on the other side. Let's cross the bridge to the 5D. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I love you guys very much. It's time. Another level. Another level. Keep going up and up and up. You know. Just hanging out. Want to hang out? I love you guys. See you soon. Bye for now.